Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of LooneyCraft. Today we are going to be working on the villager breeder, which, okay, I can explain. Okay, so kind of jumping straight into a time lapse here of the build actually getting done. So the thing is that I did actually have a different intro to the video, but I didn't like it. I had kind of stumbled through my words and I didn't check that before I started building, so there wasn't exactly a way to go back unless I decided to destroy the entire build before re-recording the entire thing. And so I figured it was best to leave it the way it was, and I explain it through as we go through this. Normally I make my clips, I check them, and then I move forward. It's usually how I do my recordings. Everything gets edited as we're going along. That obviously was not the case when I started recording last night when I started building this, and then I got up, started editing, and I did not like it. So went back, made a new opening, and that's kind of how we got to here. Now, the kind of funny part is that this isn't even really how things are going to end, because between recording my new intro and editing this time lapse, I realized I didn't actually like the roof. So by the time that we pop back out of this, you're gonna notice that the roof has changed. But yeah, so we'll move forward from the villager breeder. We are still working with villagers today. My plan is to actually get all those villagers out of the houses. They're not all going into where the rest of the librarians are gonna go underneath this villager breeder. There's actually something I'll show you here in a little bit that we're gonna put them in and let them have a purpose. They're not just gonna sit in there. But today we are actually going to work on kind of updating the village itself. So I kind of need them to move out, per se. I guess you could say that. So yeah, that's the plan today. But yeah, so enjoy the rest of this time lapse and then we'll get straight into it. Ta-da! So that is, yeah, it took probably another 30 minutes just to get that roof put in correctly. I didn't like the way it sloped before. I did like the design of it, I just didn't like it for this particular build. The obvious thing is we are still missing windows. I need to find a desert or something to get some sand because there's nothing around here. But moving on. So the next thing we're going to work on is going to be this hole right here. So I could have covered it up because it's next to a little tunnel, which as you can see, we're starting to kind of work our way through it. This is going to be the design. Though I might change this a little bit because I think I want to add, I don't know, some kind of different lighting than just the torches in the sides. But this over here, I was going to cover it up. I was going to fill it in actually, but it's actually pretty long, so filling it is already going to be a pain. But the other thing I thought about is while the library is going to have all of our librarian trades and book trades and stuff like that, I don't have any other trades set up yet. So I figured what I could do, because we have the villager breeder for the librarians, but I also still have a whole bunch of villagers here. We're gonna go ahead and clean this out, kind of make it look nice, and this will be kind of our blacksmith trades. I think it's more like the toolsmith and the weaponsmith, stuff like that. And we'll go ahead and put them down in here in their own little stations and whatnot, but we'll clean this up and make it nice and pretty. And then from there, we will finally get to doing the post office today. I was actually really looking forward to doing it last time, but I just didn't have enough time to do it. So we'll go ahead and get that one done today. But yeah, let's get started on this sort of trader hall, trader cave, I guess. All right, here we go. Okay, slight change of plans just to kind of speed things along, and not make this a extremely time lapse heavy episode. So we're going to just, and voila, movie magic. It turns out I did not have as many villagers as I thought it did, because I'm still missing a good amount here. Still gotta figure out where that zombie's coming from. But yeah, so we now have a villager hall, and I will start to learn how trading works. Again, I did a lot of building in my time, but as far as the little survival things like village trading halls, storage systems, redstone, not really ever been my strong suit. And we might need to take these guys in there instead of using them for the post office, because I think I'm gonna need them, and I'm still gonna have to end up moving some of the villagers into there. But that will be for another time in regards to them. We will end up probably moving these guys today, because like I said, we wanted to go ahead and build that storage system. And as you can kind of see, I am slowly terraforming the area as well. The paths are a little chaotic in this village, so everything in this village is going to end up getting changed and look nice, and then maybe eventually we'll end up just having some free roam villagers just so they can kind of bring life to the area. But yeah, so our next task is going to be to start that lovely post office, and we will also come back and build the mailbox. I'll show you a little bit of that mod. And yeah, this is a bit of a very heavy build episode, but I hope y'all are enjoying it so far. So I actually needed material before I could get started on this build, and I think I figured out what's been going on with some of my dirt. Because this doesn't look natural, and there was an Enderman down here. I hit him and he disappeared, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to clean this up. This is underneath my farm, by the way. The post office is all done. It's just missing one little thing. Boom. Officially the post office. But we still need to set up the mailbox and everything. So let's go ahead and do that now. And I can show you a little bit of what this mod has in store. And we will be getting more into this mod later. I was avoiding it while I didn't have that many supplies. That's really loud. Hold on. Alright, that's better. Alright, so generator turned on. We now have access to this. And we need both this mailbox. So grab one of those and a post box. So I'll show you why we need both. We go over here, we'll go ahead and place them down, and then we can go ahead and use them. So the mailbox, I want to go right here. And we got to give ourselves a name on our mailbox. So Sir Owl's mailbox. And then we'll place this post box right here. So the post box has to go in, and it looks like we already got someone that's got some stuff. So this would be great for me to show you what it does, but we're actually going to use myself so you can actually see how it works. So you'll go ahead and select a mailbox, and we'll give myself a piece of meat, and we'll say enjoy, so we can actually send messages through this. This is pretty nice. And then you'll go ahead and send it. And looks like we have mail. Go in here, package, open it up, and now we got a steak. So that is how these work, but this will make it easier for us to be able to send stuff to each other if we need it and everything, while we are still very distant away and we don't have a sort of setup yet. Like obviously Straw connected with me through the Nether portal, and I believe he's doing the same with everyone else, but we do plan on doing a more efficient way of us all connecting up. That will come later. No spoilers yet. But until then, the mail system actually works really nicely. And since we are already on the topic of this mod, I'm going to show you a little bit more of what it has. Let me turn this back on. And you can see it's got a lot more than just the mailboxes. So you could do grills, crates, different little things. You can even do sinks. It's got a lot of furniture added to it and everything, to make your house look a lot nicer and whatnot. I believe that some of these things are actually functional too, like the fridges will keep food longer and stuff like that. The drawers actually work almost like chests. I think they're a little smaller, but you make it a little more organized, I guess. And yeah, we even have like kitchen stuff and whatnot. We'll go more into mods a little later, but I did want to show you kind of like what some of the mods we did have on here are. Some different lights and everything are also really nice, and some fans. And they have switches on here that you can connect kind of the same way that we connected the generator to the workbench. You just kind of do the little connector. It's invisible wires pretty much. But yeah, we will get more into that because eventually this starter house, it's already pretty empty, but the functionality of it will be changing a bit. It will eventually not be my storage system and stuff like that, so we'll make it nice at least, while it's available for us or eventually other people. I think that's what this is going to end up being when we finally get to our actual base. Then this will end up being like a guest house for when people come by, but we want to make it look nice for people. So yeah, that is the I believe it's called Crayfish Furniture Mod. Yeah, Mr. Crayfish Furniture Mod. And the mailbox and post office now complete. All right, so we are back at the to-do board. As you can see, I now have a lectern set up for us for being able to put all the stuff in. I haven't done it yet. It's pretty blank at this point, but we're gonna start adding some of those things to this list that are the things that are done, because we've actually got a lot of this done actually. So this entire thing is pretty much done. Village repeaters built up, super smelter. These two have not been done yet. Town square was started, but obviously we're not done with that. Post office done, and obviously more to come. I'm pretty sure a lot of these are done. These are from the first bit of your advancements. So I do want to go through and mark those off, and then we'll start adding the other ones, because there's ones for the Nether specifically. There's also some for these mods that we have on here. But I also wanted to talk about this because we haven't really done any of the community stuff, which I'm pretty sure I said in episode 1. I wanted to focus on the crew this year, which we haven't really done. We've met with 2 people. I feel like briefly we had Watchdog here, but I would like to go and say hi, see how he's doing. So we are going to probably spend the next episode out of the base. I think we've spent way too long here just doing our own thing, that we haven't really been a community. So we were going to do that next time. So the other thing is I know we said we're going to build the fuel farm for this using the bamboo farm. The reason I didn't do that is because it's a very heavy iron build again, and I pretty much ran out of iron building this thing. So I need to build an iron farm, and I'm gonna need help doing that. And I might get Watchdog to come back out to help me, or I might find another crew member to help me. I'm not sure yet, but we definitely need to get an iron farm before we do any more builds like this. But yeah, there are things that I want to start kind of moving forward with. Like we need to build the tower here, because there's actually things been coming out of here. And I want the base to start expanding this way, along with going out this way, which is kind of what that was doing. But obviously we haven't been able to build the whole building yet, because we need the fuel first. So that is the plan for the next probably 2 episodes. Hang on. But unfortunately, this is pretty much going to be it for today. If you have enjoyed the episode, please feel free to comment, share, like the video, and please subscribe if you want more content. But y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.